G'day guys, welcome back. This is another lesson on JavaScript coding through Minecraft for the Year 7 and 8 Digital Technologies curriculum. This is Lesson 5, Part 1. Lesson 5 focuses on conditional statements. So conditional is one of the most important parts of coding where we produce an outcome based on a certain criteria. Okay, so we can have lots of different criteria, lots of different outcomes. Most common example that we're given is things like, if it's raining, put up your umbrella, otherwise put it away. Okay, so there's two different outcomes based on one condition. If it was raining, you have to go this way or you have to go this way. Okay, the first example we're going to do is going to be a really fun example of testing our ages. So I'm going to simulate being a student who's a 12-year-old student who's going to be testing to see if there's someone below my age, someone at my age, or someone above my age. And depending on what happens, depending on what person my friend's age is, it's going to print with three possible results up into the sky. Okay, so it's going to use the block print function too, which we haven't actually seen yet. Okay, so let's head into the code today. This one, as I said, we're going to start a new code command. We've got new project, and this one is going to be called How Old Are You? Okay, make sure we're still keeping our JavaScript coding only, and as that generates, I'll start getting this ready for us. Okay, let's make it a little bit bigger. Now we're going to start with a, not a player, we're going to start with a variable first. Okay, we need a variable to start with. We're going to start with one that is going to represent my age. So, I mean, I could put in my own age right now, but I'm going to put in a student's age. Okay, we're going to make it so that let my age equal 12. Now, hopefully you remember why I've got the lowercase m and the uppercase a. That's the general coding syntax we keep called camel code. Okay, so we've got player.on chat, and instead of jump, I'm going to make our first one called age. Okay, but if we build on our lesson from the previous, build on our content from the previous lesson, this one's going to be using another parameter, and we're going to ask the user to enter in their own age as well. Okay, so I'm going to create a new variable called friend's age. So basically what's going to happen is my friend is going to put their age in. They're going to type age followed by a number, and if they're below my age, we're going to print the words mini into the sky. If they are at my age, we're going to put the words twin, and if they're older than me, I'm going to put the words ancient. Okay, and Minecraft will actually build that code for us. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to set up our if conditions. Okay, now if starts with the word if. But after that, you've actually got to have your parentheses brackets, like these ones here, to indicate what our condition's going to be. And I'll come back and I'll put that in a moment. Then you've got to have, if that condition was true, what is the code that's actually going to happen? Okay, now what happens if it's not true? Okay, well, if the first condition was not true, we have to ask yet another question. So if the first one wasn't true, is this one true? And if it was, we're going to do what's in that code. Now, if the last thing is, if the first two were both false, so if it failed this test and it failed this test, we're going to have to ask one more command to happen. Okay, and that's going to be, oops, I'm not sure how I did that one. Okay, and that one's going to be our final code block in there. Okay, so hopefully you remembered that order. It's really important to get the syntax of those if conditions correct right from the start, because look at all those brackets there. It's really easy to get them mixed up. Okay, now you can probably identify that I've got two errors there at the moment, those red underlines. There's nothing to worry about right now. It's simply saying that you've told me to do a condition, but you haven't actually said anything. Okay, and as I scroll over those errors, it says expression expected. So it's saying, well, I think you're trying to ask me something, but I don't know what it is right now. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is we're going to test to see if my age, so this variable, is less than my friend's age. Okay, so this is where those math terms come in that you probably covered in mathematics by now. So we've got if my age is less than my friend's age. Notice the really clear syntax, those capital A's there to represent that I'm talking about this one. If I had forgotten that capital A and I'd left it like that, this variable is actually now different. They're two very different variables. Okay, I wouldn't actually recognize as being the same thing. Okay, so what's going to happen? Well, if my age is less than my friend's age, as I said, I want to print the word mini up into the sky. So we're going to use our new command. I haven't shown you yet. This one's the blocks.print command. So blocks.print, then this one actually has 4 different arguments. Okay, the first one's pretty obvious. It says what is it you're going to print. The next one is the material or the block type that you're going to print it with. This one's saying where do I want to print it from, and then finally in what direction do I start writing the word. Okay, so let's get our parameters right. So as I said, I want mini to be our first command. I'm going to print it using something other than grass, and it's really nice to have some nice bright colors. So I'm actually going to choose magenta wool because that gives me some nice solid colors to use. And I'm going to change it so my position is just 10 blocks above me. Okay, so what I've got now is if my age is less than my friend's age. So if I'm younger than my friend, I'm going to say mini. Okay, next one we're going to say if my age is equal to my friend's age. Okay, we're going to have a very similar command called blocks.print. Okay, whoops, my mistake. And we're going to have the same setup as we had just then. Not sure why that one didn't autofill then. I might just start typing that again. Blocks.print. We'll tab that one across. Okay, and I'm going to say twin. Whoops, not twin, sorry. I'll give it a different color. So if we go with yellow wool, for example, and I'll keep that one at position. Now, the thing that I want to point out is this is where a lot of students get mixed up. So see how I've got my age equals friend's age? Well, this is actually a common mistake people do in JavaScript. That specific statement there is actually not doing a test. That is actually going to change the value of friend's age to be equal to my age. If I'm trying to do it as a test, I have to actually ask it like a question. And the syntax for that is to actually have a double equal sign. So what I've got is then else if my age is equal to friend's age. Because if I did else if my age equals friend's age, it would actually just redefine my age to be whatever friend's age was. Okay, last one we're going to have is one more block print, and I'm just going to copy that line, make it a bit quicker. I'm going to copy that line, I'm going to paste that there. And instead of being a twin, we're going to say ancient, and instead of being yellow, I can choose pretty much any color. I'm just going to say red. Okay, so basically what we've got now is if my age is less than my friend, if my age is equal to my friend, otherwise print the ancient one. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, now I'm going to hit play. Oops. Jumping back between different screens. Okay, so if I hit play now, I open up my chat window and I type in age, and not uppercase, sorry, age, and I might say 15. And when I push enter, as I look up into the sky, you can see it's now typing out these different words. Okay, so I open up another one and I'll do, let's say age equals 10. It's going to start typing in ancient. Okay, I'll do one more. I'm going to go age, we'll do right on 12 so that it now prints the correct one, which is twin. Okay, and now I've got my 3 words working. Okay, so what you might have noticed then is we've got my age less than my friend's age, my age equal to my friend's age, and ancient being the only other option. Okay, so is this what we want? Okay, is this what we want? So basically, are we asking the question, are my friends younger than me or am I younger than them? So what we've got here is if I'm younger than my friend, it's going to print mini. If I'm the same age as my friend, it's going to print twin. And if I'm older than my friend, it's going to print ancient. Is that what you want? Well, if it's not, you can change it around. Okay, if you want to make it so that it goes in the opposite direction. So if I'm older than my friend, it's now going to print mini, referring to my friend being small. Okay, so I'm going to leave those like that for now, so that right now what I'm doing is I'm talking about myself. If I'm younger than my friend, I'm mini. If I'm the same age as my friend, I'm a twin. And if I'm older than my friend, I'm referred to as ancient. Okay, so thanks very much for that lesson, guys. That's the end of part 1 of conditional statements.